Beloved, welcome to this week's session of our intellectual and faith journey. Remember that this time we are focused on the Holy Mass, and I would like us to look at the ringing of bells during the sacrifice of Mass and its biblical foundation. In Exodus chapter 28 verse 33 to 35, God commands Moses to make the priestly vestments, saying, "Make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn around the hem of the rope with gold bells between them. The gold bells and the pomegranates are to alternate around the hem of the rope. Aaron must wear it when he ministers. The sound of the bells will be heard when he enters the holy place before the Lord and when he comes out, so that he will not die." Scary, right? Whatever. God intended that these vestments be of different colors, as we've just heard, and we see that the priesthood of our church, the priesthood of Jesus Christ, respects that tradition, as her priests use these different colors of red, white, purple, green, and pink chasubles depending on the different seasons of the church's liturgical calendar. This is the outer garment of the priest, and when we read Exodus chapter 28 verses 33 to 35, God tells Moses that he is to make the priestly vestments for Aaron, his brother, and that this hem, this lower part, was to have golden bells all round it, such that when Aaron, the priest, moves in and out of the sanctuary, and when he performs his priestly duties, the bells ring as he enters and leaves the sanctuary. And so that is how it was to be in the Levitical priesthood, the priesthood of Aaron. Now the question is, why do priests today not have these bells? So with the coming of the new priesthood, which Jesus Christ himself instituted, the sacrifices differ at this time. In the old, the sacrifices were animals, goats, sheep, or even birds. But today, the priesthood of Jesus Christ is not about sacrifice of animals, but the sacrifice of Jesus Christ on the cross, which is perpetuated throughout all generations in the Holy Mass. But the bells, we cannot have them on the chasuble as God commanded, because there will be more of a distraction than in the old, due to the differences in these sacrifices. The old sacrifice was different, and the new sacrifice is different. So it is very wise for the church to take off the bells that were supposed to be on this vestment, which is called a chasuble, and make them into one single bell, so that they will be rung just at appropriate times within the sacrifice of Holy Mass. Okay. The ringing of bells before and after Mass serves two purposes that both align with biblical tradition and enhance the liturgical experience. The use of bells is an invitation to the faithful to pay attention, reminding them of the sacred nature of the events about to unfold. Moreover, throughout the Mass, bells are rung at specific moments, especially during the consecration of the bread and wine, signaling their transformation into the body and blood of Christ.
Señor, fuente de toda santidad, por eso te pedimos que santifique estos dones con la función de tu Espíritu, de manera que se conviertan para nosotros en el cuerpo y la sangre de Cristo nuestro Señor.
Just as the bells rang out in the ancient Jewish temple to signify the presence of God, the ringing during Mass creates a sacred atmosphere of divine presence and brings the congregation to the mysteries being celebrated.
Do this in memory of me.
Now, let me ask you this question. Have you been taking church bells for granted? Don't make that mistake anymore. The church understands their spiritual purpose, and that is why these bells, before they are brought into use in the church, they are blessed and consecrated for use in the house of God as He intended. In Catholic tradition, the blessing of church bells is a ceremonial act that consecrates the bells for God's service, akin to baptism. This rite involves prayers and rituals designed to invoke divine blessings, ensuring that the bells will invite the faithful to prayer to dispel evil and remind them of their unity in Christ. The process typically includes the chanting of psalms alongside the reading of the scriptures. The ceremony includes rites of blessing with prayers and divine invocations. In the rite of blessing, the solemn ceremony utilizes holy water, the oil of the sick, and sacred chrism. The bell is sprinkled with holy water, anointed by a priest or a bishop, highlighting its sacred purpose through prayer. Specific prayers are offered to beseech God for the bell's blessing. It includes petitions to banish evil spirits and emphasize the bell's function as a call to prayer. These invocations serve to remind the community of God's presence and encourage living in accordance with His will. The blessing serves various spiritual functions, consecrating the bell for worship and establishing it as a symbol of God's call to prayer and the unity of the faithful. Additionally, it is believed to offer spiritual protection against evil while inviting God's grace. The bells ringing also commemorates important events and maintains the rhythm of the liturgical year, guiding the faithful into their spiritual journey. Thank you for watching. If you learned something today, please leave us a comment below and subscribe to our YouTube channel following the link above, and share with your family and friends so that together we will continue to learn and grow in our faith journey. God bless you.